Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. I'm Kristi Shive, and this morning we're visiting with Jennifer Capps. She's the Executive Director of American Red Cross of Southcentral Kentucky. September is National Preparedness Month. Natural disasters are inevitable, and today you are going to walk us through some steps that we can take to prepare for them.
So, with your disaster kit, we want to start out with a 3-day supply of food and water, your non perishable foods, pop tops, things that have a long expiration date. But then think about, if you can, making that a 2-week supply. So, the first few things, food and water. You need a gallon of water per person per day. That's for bathing, brushing your teeth, and then staying hydrated. But there are also a lot of tools that we want to think about. A flashlight with extra batteries, having a battery powered or hand crank radio so that you can get information and stay aware. One of my favorite things to have in a disaster kit is a whistle. You can only yell for so long. You can only yell for help for so long. But with a whistle, you could blow the whistle every time you breathe out. So, you also want to think about medications. Make sure that you've got a 3-day supply of your prescription medications and then any other type of medication that you might need in the home. And then rotate those prescriptions so that your pills don't expire. Also, a first aid kit. This is in case anyone were to get injured or sick. And then sturdy shoes, making sure that you've got something so that if there were broken glass or you needed to be outside, you had those items as well. And then you want to personalize and customize that kit. If you've got pets, you want to make sure that you have their supplies. If there are infants in the home, elderly, making sure that you have accounted for their diet. If you need formula with extra water, those types of things. And then we also encourage you to have card games, coloring books. That technology, those batteries might not last with your phone. So, having something that would entertain the kids is important as well. So, you want to think about what disasters could happen in your area. So, obviously, severe weather, thunderstorms, tornadoes, power outages. Maybe you live in an area that could flood, winter weather, ice storms, snowstorms and those sorts of things. But also, where's your home located? My home is in the path of the airport. I can hear the train from my house. So if there was a plane crash or a train derailment, would I need to evacuate my home? And then making sure that that disaster kit can be mobile. So that
Mhm.
you can have those things available as well. So you want to know what hazards can happen, and then you want to take those precautions and prepare. You also want to talk about with your family if you needed to evacuate your home. If you had a home fire, you have about 2 minutes to get out. Um, do you have a meeting place outside the home so that if I went out the front door and my son went out the back door, we know where we're going to meet so that we know each other got out safely? If you need to shelter in place, do you have the supplies and the information that you need to do that? If there's a disaster and you're at home or work, your kids are at school, do you have a plan to get to them? Um, every mom knows we're going to get to our children some way, somehow or another. But having your kid understand what that plan looks like. It's also great to have an out of town emergency contact. So the phone lines, the cell phones can get bogged down very easily. But I could call my sister in law in Indiana, and my kids could call my sister-in-law in Indiana, and she could report back to each of us that it's okay if we can't get local lines available. So having that information, having those numbers, again, you want to make sure that you've got a plan for your pets, that you've got their documents from the vet, um, and then just important documents that you would need. We found a lot of folks after the tornadoes lost their important documents. So if you can have copies of those somewhere safe, in another location, somewhere secure that you could get to, that's going to help you rebuild a whole lot quicker. And then, just how are you going to evacuate? Um, where are you going to go? What is the plan? Maybe the Red Cross opens a shelter, but maybe you have family somewhere else that you can go and stay with. So just kind of thinking through each of those, again, depending on what type of disaster could hit you.
For more information, you can visit redcross.org or download the free emergency Red Cross app. Thanks for joining us today on the Farm and Home Show, and we'll see you next time.